Hello everyone and welcome back to my playlist of pathology which we are doing from Medium Robbins. Today's topic is going to be one of the WBC stuff called reactive lymphadenitis. सबसे पहले तो वर्ड्स को समझने की कोशिश करें. देखें reactive का मतलब ये है कि it will be secondary to something. Secondary to, for example, infection, secondary to any inflammatory issue. And lymphadenitis, you know, adenitis is inflammation. और किस चीज़ की inflammation? Lymph gland की, lymph node की, okay? So the word basically means that there will be, the lymph nodes will be affected and the lymphatic channels may be affected secondary to some insult, okay? Infections and non-microbial inflammatory stimuli. So it can be because of infection, it can also be because of non-infectious inflammation. They often activate immune cells residing in the lymph node, which act as defensive barriers. आपको पूरा अपना lymphatic का channel पता है ना कि say we have cells and then we have the extracellular fluid, and from the extracellular fluid the lymphatic channels arise, and in the way of lymphatic channels there are lymph nodes. अब ये जो lymph nodes हैं, they are studded with WBCs, and if there is any inflammatory message to the lymph node, the WBCs try to kill off that message, and in doing so the WBCs obviously they proliferate and the size of the lymph node go bigger and bigger, okay? And this is what we call lymphadenitis, and if the lymph node is enlarged it is called lymphadenopathy. So इसकी एक simple example लेते हैं. Suppose ये किसी की teeth है और gums में किसी को infection हुआ है, right? अजीब से teeth बनाए, but anyways gums में infection हुआ है. Now if there is infection in the gum area, जो भी draining lymph node होगा that will be enlarged. If somebody has say for example tonsils में inflammation है, tonsillitis है, तो जो draining lymph node है, particularly neck के lymph node, post auricular lymph nodes, they will be enlarged. So why? Because यहाँ से जो इन्फ्लेम्ड एरिया है वहाँ से जो लिम्फ वैसल्स लिम्फ लेके आ रही है उसमें सेलुलर डेब्री है, उसमें इन्फ्लेमेटरी मटेरियल है, समटाइम्स इवन उसमें माइक्रोबियल particles हैं या even microorganisms हैं. So they come to the lymph node and the lymph node becomes bigger in size. So this is what we call reactive lymphadenitis. So this enlargement of lymph node and this inflammation of lymph node is usually self-limiting. यानी अगर ये 100% सेल्फ लिमिटिंग तो इसको नहीं कह सकते. बेसिकली इट इज सेकेंडरी टू द इन्फ्लेमेशन ऑफ द फेरिंग्स फॉर एग्जांपल या टॉन्सिल्स. अगर ये टॉन्सिल्स की इन्फ्लेमेशन ठीक होगी तो ये लिम्फेडेनाइटिस भी ठीक हो जाएगा. सो दिस इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड रिएक्टिव. अच्छा, इसकी ऑपोजिट एक और कंडीशन हो सकती है जिसमें लिम्फ नोड में प्राइमरी पैथोलॉजी है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल देयर इज अ लिम्फोमा और ल्यूकीमिया, then the lymph node size increases permanently. It is not secondary to some infection or inflammation. It is primary pathology of the lymphatic system, okay? Any immune response against foreign antigen can lead to lymph node enlargement. ये बात अभी हमने की, which is called lymphadenopathy. Infections causing lymphadenitis are varied and numerous and may be acute or chronic. Somewhat distinctive form of lymphadenitis that occur with the cat scratch disease is described separately. So इस पे कुछ special चुंगे consideration है, so we'll talk about it. Now, acute non-specific lymphadenitis, this is obviously of acute nature. This is form of lymphadenitis may be isolated to a group of nodes draining from a local infection, or it may be generalized as in the systemic inflammation or या कोई भी other inflammatory conditions. अभी जो मैंने आपको example दी exactly pharynx की या gums की, जो local draining lymph nodes होंगे they will be affected, and this is what we call acute non-specific or local inflammation of lymph nodes, okay? Now there can be conditions which are chronic, and depending on the causative agent, chronic non-specific lymphadenitis can assume one of the three patterns. It can either be follicular hyperplasia, obviously as the name indicates there will be hyperplasia of the follicles involved. There can be paracortical region ka hyperplasia, or there can be sinus histiocytosis. So if we talk about follicular hyperplasia, this pattern occurs when infections or the inflammatory insult that activate the B cells which migrate into B cell follicles and create so follicular region of the lymph node is basically affected. For this you need to know the histopathology or histology of lymph node. Now reactive follicles contain numerous activated B cells, scattered T cells, and there can be so many causes of involvement of follicular area of the lymph node. This include for example HIV infection, toxoplasmosis, rheumatoid arthritis. They all can cause follicular hyperplasia. And then if we talk about the paracortical hyperplasia, This is a region which involves the T cells and is usually hyperplastic in viral infections or sometimes responds to vaccination or some drugs. And then there is sinus histiocytosis. It is characterized by distension and prominence of lymphatic sinusoid. So आप देख रहे हैं जो एरिया इन्वॉल्व हो रहा है उस एरिया की hyperplasticity report हो रही है. Okay. Now, the simple concept है इसमें there was nothing which is difficult. Reactive lymphadenitis is inflammation and involvement of lymph nodes secondary to some infection or inflammation. Okay, can be acute, can be chronic. The chronic one can be divided into 3 categories depending upon which area of the lymph node is affected. So follicular, paracortical, sinus. Okay. कैट स्क्रैच डिजीज इन्होंने अलग से बयान की है तो उसको हम देख लेते हैं. इट इज अ सेल्फ लिमिटेड lymphadeninitis which is caused by the bacterium Bartonella henselae. It is primarily a disease of childhood. 90% of the patients are younger than 18 years of age. It manifests with regional lymphadenopathy, most frequently in the axilla and neck. यानी axilla और neck region के lymph nodes बड़े हो जाते हैं. And the nodal enlargement appears approximately 2 weeks after a feline or scratch, or less commonly after a splinter or thorn injury. So these are the causes ना. कोई स्क्रैच की वजह से हो सकता है किसी कैट स्क्रैच जैसे कि इसका नाम है, या कोई कांटा वांटा लग गया है उससे भी हो जाती है तो तब भी उसको नाम कैट स्क्रैच ही देते हैं. An inflammatory nodule, vesicle or eschar is sometimes visible at the site of injury. So अगर फोरआर्म पे आपको स्क्रैच हुआ तो यहाँ पे एक पस्ट्यूल टाइप की चीज़ मिलेगी आपको. ओके, तो लीजन यहाँ नजर आएगा. In most patients, lymph node enlargement regresses during a period of 2 to 4 months. Rarely encephalitis, osteomyelitis and thrombocytopenia may develop. So these are some complications which are rare but still important to know. Okay. Then there is a condition called hemophagocytis, lymphohistiocytosis, HLH इसे हम कहते हैं. It is a very uncommon disorder, so probably you don't have to worry much about this for your examination because इतना पूछते नहीं है. But anyways, for text purposes, it's a viral infection or other pro-inflammatory exposures which trigger activation of macrophages throughout the body leading to phagocytosis of blood cell. ये सुने, macrophages आपके phagocytic cells हैं. अगर ये activate हो जाएं और आपके अपने ही blood cells को खाना पीना शुरू कर दें, then I mean obviously there will be cytopenias ना, cells get down हो जाएंगे और आपके platelets कम हो गए और red blood cell कम हो गए, this sort of thing. Inherited defects in several genes that regulate the function of immune cell are associated with HLH. The involved genes are proteins and they are very diverse, but they share a common feature in that they are required for cytolytic function of CD8 positive cells. So there is a genetic basis associated with HLH disease. Owing to this defect in that particular gene, जो killer lymphocytes हैं, cytotoxic lymphocytes are unable to kill their targets and remain engaged in the targeted cells for longer than normal period. यानी normally आपका CD8 positive cell जो है, it would find the target, it would kill it and do whatever it needs to do. But इस disease में what will happen कि it will be engaging the target but it will not be kind of firing the target. तो ये problem है, the engagement है but कोई action नहीं है. Now, the unbridled macrophage activation results in the release of toxic levels of additional pro-inflammatory cytokines, and these basically try to kill the other normal cells which are part of the immune system. So, HLH occur in several distinct settings. It is most common in infants and young children with homozygous defects, यानी father से भी और mother से भी, in the genes that are required for cytotoxic lymphocyte function. And one gene that has been linked very prominently is PRF gene, which encodes for a perforin, and perforin is very important because अगर ये T cell है और ये टारगेट है तो परफोरिन इसमें होल्स क्रिएट करेगा और टारगेट खत्म होगा. सो परफोरिन ही नहीं है, होल्स ही नहीं हो रहे, टारगेट खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा, दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग. Other times, HLH arises in older male children, adolescents with X-linked lymphoproliferative disorder, in which usually EBV is the trigger infection. In those affected, inherited defects in a signaling molecule called the SLAM associated protein, which is called SAP, leads to ineffective killing of EBV. So, एटलीस्ट 2 पैथोजेनिक इवेंट्स आपको याद होने चाहिए HLH के लिए. वन इज द डिफेक्ट इन द PRF, द अदर वन इज द SAP इशू, द स्लैम एसोसिएटेड प्रोटीन, जिसकी वजह से EBV इन्फेक्शन ऑफ द B cell is persisting. Okay. Now, regardless of the cause, these patients typically present with fever, splenomegaly, pancytopenia. So, pancytopenia because their activated macrophages are going to eat up all the cells. In severe cases, they can be DIC because platelets nahi hai, organ failure, and even death can occur. An examination of the bone marrow shows macrophages phagocytosing red blood cell. You can actually, in the smear, you can see the macrophage eating up the red blood cell. Also, the platelets. also the other marrow cells. Laboratory abnormalities would obviously show very high ferritin levels, hypertriglyceridemia, and a few others. एंड जो आपके साइटोटॉक्सिक सेल्स हैं ऑब्वियसली वो लो होंगे और दूसरे सेल्स भी लो होंगे, रेड ब्लड सेल भी और प्लेटलेट्स भी. इन कंसर्ट दीज फाइंडिंग्स आर क्वाइट सेंसिटिव एंड स्पेसिफिक फॉर HLH. ट्रीटमेंट वेरीज डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अंडरलाइंग कॉज बट इट इज जनरली पुअर. ऑब्वियसली कोई भी वो चीज़ जो जेनेटिक कॉम्पोनेंट रखती है उसका आउटकम बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं होता. जाहिर है अगर होमोजाइगस म्यूटेशन है पर फॉरेन जीन के अंदर, व्हाट वुड यू डू विद दिस पेशेंट? सो इन दोज विद HLH stemming from inherited defects, hematopoietic stem cell transplantation has been tried but is not thoroughly successful. Okay, so what we talked about is basically lymph node key inflammation, and then as side topics we also talked about cat scratch disease and HLH. HLH uncommon है, rare है. बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स एग्जाम में इसको लिफ्ट नहीं कराते, छोड़ के जाते हैं, ठीक है. लेकिन यार पता नहीं होता, बुरा दिन जिस दिन आता है ना उस दिन आपको पता चले एक ही MCQ आया इस पूरे मॉड्यूल में से और वो HLH पर था, तो उस दिन फंस जाओगे. तो बेहतर ये है कि हर चीज़ जो पढ़ा रहा हूँ एटलीस्ट वीडियोस को ठीक से देखो ताकि आपको पता हो कि HLH नाम की भी कोई चीज़ है और वो एक्चुअली होती क्या है, ठीक है. तो यहाँ अभी तक जितना हमने डिस्कस किया है, वी हैव कवर्ड द नॉन नियोप्लास्टिक कंडीशंस ऑफ द WBCs. फ्रॉम नेक्स्ट वीडियो ऑन आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द नियोप्लास्टिक प्रोलिफरेशन. इट्स गोइंग टू बी सुपर इंपॉर्टेंट. आपने इन दो डिजीजेस का नाम सुना है, ल्यूकीमिया and lymphoma. Very important and also important because they are clinically very very common. So in दोनों diseases को हम start करेंगे. We'll talk about lymphomas and leukemias starting from the next video. तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखिएगा. My name is Professor Asif Qureshi and you are watching Dr. Asif Lectures.